All right. Hey, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahweh,
Yahweh Shai,
Bahashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Barakadosh.
Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
And also as well, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. They continue to rule very well to this very day, continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And also as well, continuing the legacy of the prophets and the apostles of old. That's also taught in the Lord's doctrine as well, and continuing in the same footsteps as Yahweh Shai and the teaching of the coming of the kingdom of Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Also as well, Shalom, and much honors as well to the sincere Akit as a Dakim, uh, the members of the Holy Elect that's continuing to teach as well in the same footsteps of the apostles of today, the elders of today, and also as well the ancient men that also came before us that also taught in the same doctrine as well, the doctrine of Yahweh Shai and our faith, truth, and sincerity, and also our charity. All right. So we're gonna and get into it. Um, the program is still gonna continue. As far as touching upon prophecies concerning these times that we're in right now, and also as well just to continue to be in the same spirit as things continue to unfold as the time passes, as the years go by. What you're seeing right now is it's not going to stop the program of Yahweh Shemel Shai. It's touching upon current events that are taking place now, as it appears that it may appear to brothers that is it's just taking baby steps at this point, but you have to remember that we operate on the Lord's schedule. You know, we we can't rush the Lord's program. We can't rush the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai. And the thing about it is that as you've seen recently, things that have been happening recently has been lining up with prophecy, because the things that are going on around the world concerning war, concerning the MOTB, concerning all these things that have been spoken of before time in the scriptures has been taking place as we know today. So that lets you know that these things that have been written and have been spoken of and revealed to the ancient men, the prophets of old, these things still hold. They still are valid, and they still show themselves and they reveal themselves to this very day. Because each and every single event that takes place here in America and even around the world, it shows that these things that have been shown to those same men like Isaiah, Ezekiel, Obadiah, all those men that receive those visions, those things are now coming to pass. And so, we have to be mindful that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, because the thing about it is that the rate at what the events are taking place, or the rate that everything is going, people count that as slackness, and that's in the scripture too. You know, they'll say that they count it as slackness, but the scriptures say that the Lord is long suffering. And there's a reason why the Lord is letting it play out the way that it is and letting it draw out the way that it is. It's so that the elect, the men of the Lord that has been forespoken within the Bible, can receive the word and be able to understand what's being published by the mouth of the prophets. That's really the reason why the Lord allowed this to draw out. It's for the sake of the elect. Because you have to remember, the elect. It's all about the elect. It's all about the men that hear and understand and that take heed to the warnings that the Lord put out. So that's the reason why the Lord allowed these things to draw out the way that it is. And he allowed this to be he allows us to gradualize, if I can use that word. um he allowed things to he draws things out in order for the elect to be able to come in and be able to receive the word that's being published. Okay. So with that being said, with what we're seeing so far, the Lord now is starting to accelerate the things that were written aforetime, the prophecies. He's starting to accelerate the wars. He's starting to accelerate martial law, especially martial law, which is a thing that we touched up on, last week, concerning what's going on here in Babylon. Because what you see with the uprising of the people, now you're seeing an insurrection that's being introduced to America now because of what's going on. And when you really look into it in hindsight, is that this is something that the higher ups want in order to enact their laws or legislations, in order to come down on the people, in order to bring everything underneath their control. Okay. And here's and another thing too is that some people will say that you're out of your mind, like you're basically crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Like you got, like I'll say this, like I hear a lot. I hear people saying like, oh, you got a tinfoil hat. Things. You know what I mean? But when you read the Bible and then you look at the current events, and then even events before, when you look at that, is everything lines up with each other. So it's something that you just cannot put off, especially with what's happening concerning Israel in itself, because you also have to remember that Esau, and this should also be a recurring topic, or recurring thought that every Israelite should have, is that Esau is seeking the lives of Israel. Like you absolutely have to keep that in your mind, like 24/7. Like you have to know that Esau is out. He is out here seeking the life of Israel. And we and the thing about it is, like, we touch up on it every single time, is that Esau will put certain things in society, and you would think that every it's geared towards everyone, but the most influential people throughout time has always been Israel, every single time, throughout every single generation. Like Israel will see something and then they'll jump into it. And guess what? Esau took note of that. He took note of, like, Israel is an influential people. So hey, let's put this in social media. Let's put 2 Chainz out there. Let's put Lil Wayne out there. Let's put LeBron out there. Let's pick these certain Israelites that we know that we can take advantage of, and we can program and put them amongst Israel, and then put them on the forefront so that they can pick up on it, learn from them, and pick up on their mannerisms, their ways. And let's capitalize off of that. And this is how this is how the minds of Edomites work, right? And I'm not talking about the jovial, Joey six pack Edomite that's just like just going through the walks of life. This is concerning the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Like, they're literally sitting right now thinking like, okay, what icon can we use? What idol can we use to push towards Israel to make them think a certain way, to make them think that this is the way to go? And this has been a recurring theme amongst Israel, is that let's push this idol, let's push this icon out towards Israel, make them put them amongst them, and have them think the same way that this specific idol, this specific icon, have them move in the same manner. And guess what? It worked for the most part, because you got 2/3. You got the majority of Israel that follow in that same path. Like the LeBron, like people see LeBron, like they'll walk in that same pathway. They'll see another icon like like a Luther Vandross. They'll see another icon. They're following that same pathway. So this is the whole overtone of what we're going into, is that with Israel, Esau has done a deep research on how Israel operates, on like especially concerning history, because they research like how we think, how we move, how we deal with things, to the point to where they're able to go into certain areas that we that we're able to what's what I'm looking for, certain areas that we have interest in, and then they attack that, and then at that point they're able to get over on certain Israelites. But the thing is that like what they don't know, or what they don't understand, is that the Lord Yahweh Bashmel Shai has a certain number of Israelites that understand and know that we will not walk in the way that Esau wants us to walk, because we know who our master is. Okay, we know who our shepherd is. We know who our king is. We have a king that we serve. So, and that's what Esau falls short at. That we have a king that we serve. We have a master. We have a shepherd that we follow. And that's what, and that is such a detriment to Esau, because he knows that there's a certain number of men, and actually there's a scripture on that too, concerning Elijah. If you can hold that on that, brother. Concerning where it says the Lord reserved to himself 7,000 men, which, by the way, 7 means completion. The Lord reserved to himself 7,000 men that would now bow the knee to Baal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're at right now. We have a complete number of men that would not bow the knee to Baal right now, because we know who we serve. We know the power that we serve. So, with that being said, with the current society, or the current system that Esau is building, that he has right now, especially now at where we are in 2026, Esau he understands that there's a certain number of men that will not bow the knee to his advances. So that's why he's trying so hard to try to put certain things out there to try to get the elect. I don't want to say hemmed up, but
Mm-hmm.
basically he tried to get to the elect, trapped. Because mind you, this is a
Mm-hmm.
man that is a cunning hunter. Okay, he's a cunning hunter. He will try every single advance. He will try every single trap. He will try every single he will try every single deception that he will do in order to get Israel or the elect in general. Because mind you, his main target is the elect.
Yep.
His main target is the elect. Like the rest of Israel, like they'll fall into it, like for sure. But the ones that understand and have a sense of righteousness, or try to
Mm-hmm.
turn back, like Esau would try to pull them back into wickedness, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
and you see it too, because and I could tell you too, brother. I know you see it too. Like you may see like a
Yep.
glimpse of light. You see a glimpse of light in somebody's eyes, like that's a part of like that's Israel.
Yep.
Like you try to pull them in,
Mm-hmm.
and then Esau try to pull them back into wickedness, or try to pull them back into, like, you're an American. You need to uphold these American ideals. You need to uphold this thing, or you need to uphold this
Yep.
basically this rah rah type of spirit. But that's that's I mean that's what we're seeing right now.
Baba
So,
Shah, can I bring this out to back you
oh
up?
yeah, 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 you got it,
Baba
you got
Shah?
it, you got it, brother. Yeah, you got it.
Because this go right exactly with what you're going into. All
Hmm.
right. I got Mark chapter 4 and verse 14. The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. Right, man. So you will
Yeah.
be, teaching on the highways and hedges, and just like what Elder said, you may, you know, come across a brother and he got that glimpse of light in his eye that he want to learn, and he want to, you know, he want to understand the correct way. All right. And it's always a Edomite, it's always some black ass Edomite too, man, that'll just come out of nowhere and just take away that word. All right. And just completely just tell them, like, well, God loves everybody. That Jesus is a spirit, you know. Like, come on, man. And then after that, he'd just walk off, and now he's just wax gross, man. We see it all the time, you know.
Yeah. And what scripture you pull up? Because I'm gonna pull it up here too.
I have a Mark chapter 4 and verse 14 through 15.
Mark 4 and 14. Okay. Let me get it real quick.
Okay.
Mark 4
And
and
14
14. Okay.
through 15.
15. And pull up for the stream here.
Okay.
Okay, you got it. Read again, brother. Abu Bakr Shah.
Okay. Mark chapter 4 and verse 14. The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
Come on, Abu Bakr Shah. Can you read in KJV?
Okay.
Get that
Mark,
too.
that was the KJV.
It's KJV.
Mark
Okay.
4 and 14 through 15. I read it again. The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. You see,
You
so
got it.
you would teach your brother the truth, all right, and you'll be on the wayside, on the highways and hedges. You can even be anywhere, and the word is being sown, because this is a personal thing with you yourself and your Yahweh Shema Shai, man. All right, this ain't for the glitz. This isn't for the glamour. This isn't for show. This isn't for numbers. This is for salvation and mercy, man. Okay, you have to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You can't be out here playing, man. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody can save each other. The only one that can save you is Yahweh Shah, man. So you have to build up that relationship, and that's what we'd be telling these guys. All right. And then as soon as we tell them, they'd be locked in, they'd be ready to repent. Then here comes some 2/3 nigga, man. Here comes some Edomite. Usually is Esau. If Esau don't approve, these, low level Israelites don't approve. Esau has to approve in order for them to keep listening, man. All right. But Esau get cut up through the spirit because he's a guilty fugitive. All right. So now he is going to automatically down the word. And now, so look at this brother. He don't even know what's, come on, man. We see it all the time, man. You all right? And Jake have to make that decision. All right. Jake have to make that decision for his path. Now, let's get Jeremiah 6:16 to back me up. Jeremiah 6:16, because it all boils down to what way you are going to walk in, man. Okay, because if you're already in that mindset of walking on that correct path, you're going to stay on that correct path. All right. It's all about Yahweh drawing you to Yahweh Shai at the end of the day. But I got Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. That's what you got to ask for, man. You got to ask for the old way and the old path, the ancient mindset, the ancient way. Okay, that's why we speak Paleo Hebrew, which is an ancient language, which unlocks the ancient access to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. It's simple. All right. So you got to ask for the old paths, that old way, man. All right. Look at the generations of old and what they've done. All right. And how they handled situations, how they prayed, how they fasted. All right. All the things that worked, all the things that didn't work. That's why the scriptures say that all of these things was written aforetime for our learning, to where in the last days we'll know how to maneuver, we'll know how to move in Jacob's trouble, we'll know how to move in the last days, man, because we are at the end. It's 2026. All right. Esau already said 2030. All right. They are literally at the cusp of their digital Tower of Babel, man. All right. That's literally what they have, man.
Yeah.
A literal digital Tower of Babel. And the Lord is going to crush this in half the same way he did the last one. you know?
That's the thing about just laying back on what you're speaking about. Is that the thing about it is that Esau doesn't understand that throughout generations, like each and every single kingdom that was set up, they always had a fall.
Yep.
That's what Esau does not understand. Because and the thing about it is, like, it's beautiful because what we brought out in Hebrews 12th chapter concerning Esau seeking repentance, because what Esau really wants is that it's the blessing. He's still to this very day try to grasp that blessing, like he's trying to get it, man. And he can't. He can't, because the Lord already decreed that Esau, you're not fit for that blessing. You're not qualified for that blessing. You don't fit the requirements for that blessing. Because the Lord already found you out. He knows who you are. So with that being said, Esau right now is trying to force his way into trying to get the blessing back. And that's why Hebrews, the 12th chapter, that specific verse where he said he tried to seek repentance with tears. It adds more weight to it, because you know, he's still fighting, he's still clawing to try to get that blessing back, but he can't
Right.
because the Lord already decreed that you were going to play a certain role in my story, and guess what? You have no say so in the matter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Esau, like he tried to like change the script. Like he tried to say, "Oh well, I'm the bad guy. He's the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do this. Let me do X, Y, and Z to try to make myself fit into be the good guy." No, no.
Mm-hmm.
The director already said that. No, you're gonna play the role of the villain.
Mm-hmm. He
And
always
now,
have a villain too. He
yeah,
always have a
exactly.
villain.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
just made
So
the guy Maduro, he called him a villain. He called
yeah, yeah.
Gaddafi a villain. He calls Saddam Hussein a villain. He called bin Laden a villain. And you really do your homework on these guys. And you're like, what's villain about them? They helping their own kind. You know?
Exactly. 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 Gone. Yeah, so he tried to force his way to be the hero, you know. And then and the crazy thing about it is that this man will try to create scenarios to make himself a hero.
Mm-hmm.
But when you really do a look or analysis on what he's doing, you really find out that he's really the villain that's constructing everything to make himself out to be the hero. So, and even in that, right? Even in that, uh, you're just Esau is just making himself even more evident to be the villain by even attempting to do that.
Right.
Because again, like we said, like with Esau, you know, he'll try to put him he try to portray himself to be an upstanding person or an upstanding nation. But when you do a deep dive into Esau, like you find out, like, oh yeah, that reminds me of the scripture that we brought out about that rest not being wiped away.
Mm-hmm. You
That
want me to get that real fast?
looking left. Yeah. Get there real quick.
All right, I got Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. Sirach 12 and verse 10. All right. And man, I'm gonna read down because this got Esau written all on it, and then I'm gonna land back that with Habakkuk 12 and 2 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
But I have Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. All right. It say never. Esau trust their enemy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? 2/3 of our people trust their enemy 99% of the time. You know why? Because they join a fucking military. How many Jakes joined the military this year? Oh, yeah, too. And DJT said if you got a domestic violence or anything like that, or if like you're from 18 to 25 and you have a criminal history in any way, shape, form, or fashion, your ass is getting drafted. He did say that.
Yep.
You know, so but you got a lot of Jakes throughout time, from Crispus Attucks all the way on down, that have been fighting in these wars, trusting their enemy, trusting their system. All right, you actually got Jakes out here that actually ride it to the doors fall off with Esau because they own everything. They got everything going right now as far as on the left hand side, even though that their best is nothing compared to the kingdom. This the best is it's gonna get on this side for those heathens, man, especially Esau. This is the best that it's gonna get. But the scriptures say never trust thine enemy. Okay, you're supposed to keep his ass on the porch, or why your ass at my door, man. But you know what Jake do? Let Esau in, like that movie with damn Michael B. Jordan, where they said, let me in. And as soon as you let him in, he kill everybody in the house, man. What's that
Yeah.
movie called,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah.
Sinners, you
Oh
know,
yeah, sinners. Yep, sinners. Yeah, that's
they
right.
just trusting Esau, just letting them on in, trusting them, trusting their system. Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be all right. DJT got the market looking amazing. Okay, so let's see how great it's gonna be when that same guy that you putting your trust in shove a RFID microchip up your ass now. What you gonna do then? What you gonna say? He betrayed you? He already told you he was a snake before you let him in. Just like that poem he said. But it say, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. I don't care how much Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever you want to put on that rust, you're gonna still see signs of it. It's still gonna show up. All right. So I don't care how righteous these so-called white folks may be. At the end of the day, they are still gonna show off their wickedness, man. It's still gonna come off cruel.
Mm-hmm.
It's still gonna come off rash. It's still gonna come off like, damn, why you do them like that? Look how Esau do the animals. Yeah, everything is USDA approved. Okay, and then you look at the cows and they standing sleeping in number ones and number twos, and then they got abscesses all in the flesh, and then they feed it to you and you feed it to your kids, and you wonder why you got the so-called itis, and you wonder why you just got mucus after eating a fucking steak, and you just got mucus in your damn nose. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But you trust in their food though. How in the hell can you trust their food and you don't even know where that apple came from? At least in the ancient world, if you planted a seed, you knew where that apple came from because you planted that seed. Now it's abstraction from what? Reality. To where you don't even know where that damn bottle of water came from, which is toilet water. It's a recycled sewer water. But then on top of that, you don't even know where that apple came from. They say it's from Fiji. But it's a Mobite in a damn plant painting it with some damn red dye 40, man. Anyway, man, it says, though he humble himself, and have they been humbling themselves with the Maxine waters? They've been humbling themselves. It's safe, it's effective. Be an American. Get the crack scene, man. And people jumping in line, they buying Krispy Kreme donuts behind it. They getting VIPs at the strip club. They feeling like they a important person, and then they die in a week. But you was just trusting in him, man. And then he humbled himself. With new vaccines and healthcare reproduction services, we can lower the whole population by 10 to 15%. He telling you what he finna do, and people still trusting in it. You got all these old folks and stuff. No jab, no job. Yeah, man. Meemaw went and got the vaccine. She went and got the Moderna. And then now she's having heart problems. And now she just croaked. She just had a heart attack. How many people died because of that? Because they trusted into their system.
Exactly. Yeah. Because just to land back on what you're going into, it's because they trust. It's that trust in the serpent. And here's the thing, right? Is that like a serpent knows how to coax you into comfort, right? Like a serpent, like they'll chill, like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm just gonna be, I'm just gonna mind my business. I'm gonna act like I'm minding my business, and then they'll see like a goat or a lamb or like a whatever come by, and then it'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm just gonna look to the side, like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna look like I ain't doing anything, and then all of a sudden you just like, just grab them
because you got too close.
Exactly.
You supposed to stay from around the mugs, man. Because like a rattlesnake, they'll only bite you if you're in their vicinity, or if you just too close to them, or if you join in hand,
Yeah.
That's when you get bit. But if you ain't by them, how the hell can you get bit? You know what I'm saying? You can only control what you can control and just stay away from these damn devils, man.
Yeah, and that's why Sirach, the 12th chapter, 11th chapter, really the 12th chapter as a whole, really hits home because that's what Esau's doing. He's putting people into a state of comfort to where thinking
Mm-hmm.
thinking that they're in good company, so to speak. Like
Mm-hmm.
like
Yep.
I, like I'm not gonna hurt you. Hey, look at
Right.
me. Like I said, I do this and do that. Like I'm an upstanding guy. But the scriptures say, like you just read, like in the
Mm-hmm.
11th verse, take good heed and beware of him.
Mm-hmm.
Take good heed and beware of him. That's really that one sentence right there really hits home. It says, take good heed and beware of him.
That put chills
Because
down my back.
yeah, exactly, yeah, because like
Because if
he
you
will
don't
put
do it, you're
yeah
done.
yeah exactly because he'll put you in a state of he'll literally lure you to sleep. He'll put you in a state of to where like you're not even aware, and that goes right back to what we were saying
Damn.
at the beginning of the live stream, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
that he's a cunning hunter. That's what a hunter does. A hunter will make something seem that is normal, and you'll go to it and think like, oh, okay, yeah, I get into this. Yeah, this is I can get with this, but not knowing that the hunter is like crouching behind the bushes, waiting for you to take that trap, and then once you bite into that good, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Bite into that good feeling, like that comfort, like you
Yep.
get into it, and then he just grabs you. He just traps you right then and there. That's
Yep.
Esau, man.
Yep.
That's Esau.
Yep. And you looking crazy. Got to get Esau to get you out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't win,
Yeah.
man. Like
Yeah, and then it's another thing, like, and then it'll look at Esau like, let me out.
man. And
It's
Esau
like
already swallowed the key right after you already went into the other room with the bailiffs. He already swallowed the key, looking at you crazy. Now you in there now. I know a person that got locked up and he was in there for 6 weeks and they forgot
Mhm.
about him and he was in there 3 months, man. That's just how it goes to show how overfilled these jails are in this system. It's just overfilled. This place is in need for new management. Okay. There's going to be a new warden in town. All right. And this warden, he's the warden of all wardens. And he ain't just going to take away your butter to save $100,000. He going to strip y'all of everything. Okay. Our warden is Yahushua. That's the warden of all wardens. Okay. And he gonna strip this place, strip this kingdom, strip this strength, all the way to the ground, because this place have been flipped upside down, okay, to the point where Jake can't even be right side up. Jake got the wrong legs on the right feet. All right, that's how Esau got Jake to where they walking funny and moving funny, man. Matter of fact,
it
can I
reminds
get
me
a
of
Habakkuk right quick
come on, you got
and
it.
have
You
that
got
on
it.
deck?
Yeah.
Because this right here is like seriously what it is. Because this Esau, man, I got Habakkuk 2:15.
You got it.
It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Who do that? That's Esau, man. Esau do that to Jake all the time. All right. And then laugh about you, have you in derision. Who the ones that plant dope and guns all in the hood by the railroad ways?
Yeah.
Like, big ass crates of this shit, man, with ammo and everything. And then they watch 11 o'clock news and then laugh at you and then say you the problem. When George Floyd got his knee crushed, all right, even though he was a criminal Negro, but the world looked at him like he was a damn state gem that, should never be destroyed. even though he was on drugs. But anyway, he's a Jake.
Yeah,
He wasn't supposed
they
to be there, and they did him wrong. At the end of the day, they didn't have
yeah
to do him
they
like that.
they use George Floyd as a token
Mm-hmm.
for what they wanted to push out. And I say this too, just to land back of what you're going into. You know, they basically used George Floyd to push, or I won't say push, but to further that mindset, that thought that that they wanted to push towards the people in order to continue that mindset of having some sort of opposition. And this we were going to last weekend, right? Is that
Mm-hmm.
they did that in order to get a certain amount of people in that mindset to think a certain way, so that they can come in and, once again, like we said earlier, come in with a solution, come in, be the hero. Like, hey, we got this solution. Uh, is either bow down or lay down. You know. So, but they use this guy, George, to further that. You know. But the thing about it is that like you were just reading in Habakkuk, the second chapter, in the 15th verse, they don't want Esau. Esau, what he fails to understand is that the Lord already found him out, and now we're at a point where the ones that follow after the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, has also found him out. So, like the scriptures say, it said, "Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him." That drink, that bottle, is that mentality, that thought of, oh, Black Lives Matter, or George Floyd, like he was this
Mm-hmm.
upstanding guy. You know, he shouldn't have received the treatment that he did. Which, by the way, of course, like he shouldn't have. The way that he went out was, Esau. Um,
Most definitely.
you know, it was brutal.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have to understand that still that drink, that bottle that's given to you, and like I said earlier, George Floyd was a token in order to bring in the rest of what Esau wants to introduce to the people that are here in America, in Babylon. Because it reads on like you was reading. It says it makes him drunken also. So the key point is drunken, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just a sip of the cup of the bottle, but here it is. You doing this, like you down in the drink and down somebody's throat, like, yeah, drink this shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like making them drunken.
Yep.
So it's like you. So when the scriptures say it makes him drunken, also it means that you're forcing.
Mm-hmm.
You're forcing that doctrine. You're forcing the thought. You're
Mm-hmm.
forcing that mindset into someone's mind to make them think a certain way. So, like it says here, it says that thou mayest look on their nakedness. So you're forcing a certain thought, a certain mindset towards the people, especially Israel, to make them drunken, and so that it makes them so that you can look on their nakedness. In other words, you're putting that ideology, if I can use that word,
Mm-hmm.
into the minds of Israel, so that you can say, hey, look at these people.
Mm-hmm.
Look what they're doing.
Right. Right.
See, this is we got to do this and do that because they're reacting in a certain way, and that's the key point,
Mm-hmm.
right? That
Yeah.
and that's that's a word that that's something that we definitely have to keep in mind, like the reaction. That's what they want, a reaction from the people.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think about yeah, okay, yeah. It goes directly what we was going to last weekend. Um, problem, panic, solution, or problem,
Mm-hmm.
panic, reaction.
Yep.
So you got a problem, there's a panic, and that panic is that reaction. So the people are reacting to
Mm-hmm.
like, oh shit, this is happening. Okay, and then the people will, do certain things to, you know, make it seem like, oh yeah, they need to do something about it. And then that's when Esau comes in and try to um
Mm-hmm.
protest or to promote or to offer, so to speak, a solution to the problem.
Mm-hmm. Which is a MOTB, a universal basic income, a one world government, a one world currency, a one world religion, the end of the family unit. The list goes on. That is their solution. Depopulate the earth to 500 million, the earth to 500 million, because we're easier to control without numbers, you know. And also Israel, all right, we are like the sand of the sea, is what the scriptures say. You know, you can't even count Jake. Like you can't even count Jake, man. All right. So all of these census that they put out on Jake, while Jake can't even say Census Bureau, they say Census Bureau, you know. You know what I'm saying? So while you sign it up for the Census Bureau, they is keeping a track of you and everybody inside of your house throughout they already know where all the Jake at. You know, they do it all the time. There was a census that was done in the scriptures, man. All right, census that ain't nothing, new. All right, that's old, that's ancient. Putting the census on the people, man. Okay, to the point where what they're gonna know where, how, when, where, and why they're gonna take a certain person out. A value enhanced target. All right, because they coming for the profits, man. They coming, man. All right.
Hmm.
They coming. So you got to be prepared. All right. And then we are actually preparing you, telling you, don't trust in the system. Don't don't you listen to that damn devil. Because he gonna have some nice little looking commercials that he gonna put a big budget behind. Some
Yep.
nice looking commercials too. Oh yeah, man, if you get the mark of the beast, you can get a better ration pack. You can get 2 months worth of pork loin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, oh
Yeah, like
man.
yeah, like perks. They give you
Yeah,
perks. Like
man, through.
if you get this, then you get like this certain perk, like above anybody. It's like it's like a subscription.
Ugh.
You ever seen like those subscription packages to where like you
Uh-huh.
get so you get like platinum, you get premium, you get gold,
Right.
you get silver,
Yep.
gold. You get diamond.
Mm-hmm. With
So that's
five
yeah. So
vaccinations a month. you know?
yeah, exactly. Like yeah, exactly. Like you. So with the MOTB, it's like you will have more privileges than the
Mm-hmm.
normal person if you just have this device here, you know.
Con.
But was that on that all? You got another scripture?
Con. I got Second Corinthians 4
Okay.
and 4 to back us up.
Uh okay, let me get that real quick. 2 Corinthians 4:4.
Uh-huh. Because we got to keep in mind of the culprit of this entire thing, the one that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, behind all of this, which is the so-called mastermind on the left-hand side, man. These elites, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, you got it.
Con. Second Corinthians 4 and verse 4, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. Right. So the gods of this world are these elites. All right. These Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Firestones, you name it. All right. In whom the gods of this world have blinded the minds. All right. So how did they blind the minds? Through their media, their medium, their media. All right. Through their so-called propaganda. All right. This is just what, you know, this is how the people are blinded, man. All right. This is a part of that wicked wine, man. All right. They will actually blind you through black culture. All right. Thinking that having sex with another man's wife is an honorable thing, and killing your brother and snaking the next person out, leave that person for dead. That ain't cool, you know, but people think that that right there is the culture to live and this is how you're supposed to be. Is a complete nigga, and that is not going to get you nowhere but death. You are actually being molded for death, and you're not being molded for a crown of life, honestly, because you're following after a doctrine that is getting you drunk, all right, into death, all right, into destruction, all right, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. And who believe not? 2/3 of our people, man. Because 2/3 of our people already don't stand on nothing. 2/3 of our people already have a loss of identity. 2/3 of our people already don't have any standards or anything. So guess what? Esau created your ass a standard. Black culture. Here you go. And now you're blind. Here you go. All right. The blind leading the blind, and all of them falling into a ditch. Every last one of them, even their leaders that they so-called say that they have a spiritual leader. Look at Waka Flocka that done pulled up on the brothers. I think it was the Tampa brothers. Waka Flocka Flame walked past the camp, and then he got some old spiritual advisor with dreadlocks, and he's standing there getting cut up the whole time, and they talking about some, have you been to 3 to 4 countries? No. Well, then, you know what I'm saying, you can't tell me about what goes on in the world, nigga. And then walk away. I'm like, well, this guy's through, man.
I mean, here's the thing, man. When you look at when you look at this guy and like how he was receiving, like his receptiveness towards the like what was presented to him, you can tell like there was no light. Like he was just like out of it. Like he was like, you know, I just like,
yep.
You know what I mean?
Blind.
Like he wasn't receiving what was being told to him at that time.
But I believe that he know, and I believe that he knows he's an Israelite. But see, a lot of these celebrities don't want to mess that bag up. So otherwise, like they scared of their life. Why you think that LeBron didn't retire yet? Because he know he gonna end up like Kobe. Okay, Kobe did all them years in the NBA. Soon as his number got called, for real. Okay, LeBron he gonna be next, because mind you, he gonna be worth more dead than alive, man. All right. Why you think they did Michael Jackson that way? Why you think they did Prince that way? They were worth more dead. Why you think they did Elvis that way? Which they say Elvis is homeless somewhere on the damn Vegas Strip somewhere, but they say that he's alive. I don't know, man. These guys.
Because they didn't have any more use for, you know, Mike or the rest of the celebrities that they put out in the forefront. It's like, we don't have any more use for you, so we're just gonna put you to death.
Damn.
That's how they do it, man. Like I'm telling you, if Esau can no longer find any sort of usefulness or any sort of benefit from you, then they'll just take you out. You know,
but they do Jake in the worst way, because they would like tear down Jake's whole reputation before they take his ass out. But they don't do that to like Elvis and all of them. Why they want to talk about the whole age thing? Well, what about Elvis? Elvis had 13, 12, 11, 8. Like he was on that type of stuff, and nobody said that. Nobody batted an eye, man. You know. But you know what I'm saying? Yes, but when it comes down to Jake, you know what I'm saying? They'll just tear down Jake. Yeah, man, he's a graper. He's this, he's that, he's this, then I think he's a drug addict. And then run him down to the mud, have him fight all these court cases and stuff, and then boom, that's it. That's why we keep going back full circle. Never trust thine enemy. Because one thing about Esau, when the deal is ripe, they push the pen across the table and shut up. That's exactly what billionaires do all the time when they be playing with Jake, man. All right. Let's see how much money we can pay Denzel to get shot in his ass. He had to get shot in his ass to get a damn Oscar. Even come on, man. Like anyway, it's a in whom man, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. All of these young niggas want to be an NBA young boy. All right, they already got caught up in the wicked wine of murder. All right, all of these kids nowadays, 12, 13, 14, they all got guns, man. I'm talking about
Yeah,
gun bigger than them.
yeah,
I'm like, first of all, how
yeah,
the hell did you even have access to this damn gun? Cause it ain't your mama's gun. And a lot of these trifling ass parents, they be buying their little kids guns that they can be toting around. Oh yeah, man, my mama know I got it. It's in my mama car. I'm like, what? Your gun in your mama car? Spell gun. Do you know all your shapes? You know what I'm saying? Do you know all your colors? Do you know how to wipe your ass right? But you talking about some gun. Come on, man. Blind. And you got people that are turn a blind out of that. They will laugh. Like that little boy King gambling and shit. His name is King, but you gambling. And you like 7, 8 years old. He over here paying crackheads $100 to knock them out if you talk to him any type of way. I'm talking about it's just weird energy, man. Weird energy, man, because of
and
Esau Edom.
yeah, and we went into it before. The qualities of Esau, he will portray that Israel's like that. Because Esau, he's alpha blood. He's he's a cunning hunter. We know the qualities of Esau. So what he will always do is try to push that vibration. He'll try to push his makeup, so to speak, like how he's designed, and he'll put it in the media and then market it towards Israel. And then what would happen is that Israel would get into it because, like we said, like near the beginning of the of this live stream, right? Is that like he'll push certain things to Israel to think a certain way. So using like icons, like you were just going into, like he'll push like LeBron, Kobe, Prince, Michael. Like he'll push those certain idols or icons or people that they will look up to and try to emulate. But the thing about it is that like those are the qualities that he brought those certain icons and idols up towards. Like he what he does is like he'll make them perform or like push themselves out in a certain way and then push them toward Jake. And that's where Israel falls short. 2/3, I should say. So he'll push, but at the same time, like he'll push those same qualities out towards Israel, and that's why you see so much of a push about these YNs, these certain basically being violent, being degenerates and stuff like that. They'll push that out to Jake, but the thing about it is that goes right back to Esau because that's how he is. But he'll try to push that out to Israel to make it seem like Israel is that kind of person. Like Israel is that nation that does that.
That Habakkuk
2:15. So-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are like that. And he'll make it seem like, oh, these people are actually Edomites. You get that? You see how messed up this is? You see how fucked up this is, man? Like he'll make it seem like so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are actually Edomites.
Yep.
And like he's in Esau, the so-called white man is actually Israel because he does this and that and like, oh yeah, I do this. Like
right.
I'm
blessed. I have everything.
I contribute this to society. Like I'm an upstanding citizen. Look at these people. Look what they're doing. These are the actual Edomites that the Bible is talking about. You see how mixed and warped this man try to make it
Yeah.
seem, you know, like
and try to
Israel.
justify it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's what we were talking about like some time ago. Like it's been a while, but this is how the mind of Edomites work. When you really go get to the nitty gritty, like you get to like the nuts and bolts of how this man's mind worked. The Esau, and you know what? I'm glad I'm speaking about this too. That's a spirit because it brings me back to what we were talking about before, with how a fugitive operates. A fugitive will do every and anything in his power to try to escape his identity, and even to the point to where he tried to push that identity to somebody else. Like, oh yeah, this is the guy. Yeah, he's the one you're looking for. Yeah, get him. Yeah, he fit.
That is a shiesty.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He fits the description. Yeah, this is the description. Like, oh yeah, you're looking for this guy. Like he has like this qualities. Like he looks like this. Like he does this. He's that and that and that. Yeah, it's him. Get him. But not knowing that he's the actual criminal.
Yep.
That's the
not even knowing that the investigator is about to go ahead and call him back and ask him a couple questions because he was the one running his mouth. You know what I'm saying? So now that true investigator Yahushua is coming back asking Esau some questions because his name was done brought up and his name then went across his desk. You know, for real. So this devil is already under an inquisition. He already on trial. You know, he already got a RICO already, you know what I'm saying, across the the real judge desk. Yahushua. He got a whole RICO charge on the Edomites.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You know,
and the thing about it is like this is and what we're talking about right now is like this is Esau doesn't realize that right now he's on trial. And it's beautiful that you brought it up. Is because like Esau doesn't realize that he's right now he's in front of the judge right now, Yahweh Shemal Shai, and every and also too, it's been a deep investigation on Esau through the spirit. So we looked through every single account that you did and your tactics and what you used to try to what's I'm looking for, to try to subjugate, if that's the right word, or try to basically to subvert. That's what I'm looking for. Subvert. You try to subvert Israel into being who you are. You're basically trying to make Israel out to be Edomites. That's what Esau trying to do. And here it is. Like, and the beautiful part about it is that the Most High found them out. It's like, look, this is what you're doing. You can't hide what you're doing. Like we already did a deep investigation. We already did the research. We know what you do. We know your qualities. We already know that this is these are the elements that you put in front of Israel to make them seem like they're of another nation or they're a heathen. Right. So the Most High already put Esau at the scene of the crime. It even goes back to the point to where even Esau brought us over here in slave ships. It's like you have Israel in your hands right now. You have the power, and we're seeing what you're doing with that power. So you're taking the authority and the power that the Lord gave you, and you're using it to once again destroy Israel.
Yeah.
And so now the Lord got to judge you to the highest degree now. Now the Lord got to judge you to the highest extent of the law, which is what? Death. You gotta go. That's the spirit. I just heard a car alarm, a car beep outside. Call all y'all. Oh man.
And that alarm is out, man. You know, and that alarm been going out too, man. All right, that this kingdom is gonna end. All right. Now I have a quick precept. Um, this is going into the destruction because this place is gonna get destroyed, man. All right. Now I got Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 19. Isaiah 13 and verse 19.
You got it.
It reads, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So how did Sodom and Gomorrah get destroyed? How? All right, by fire and brimstone, man.
That's right.
All right. Look at what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, technically it was 5 cities that was in a you know what I'm saying, collective, but Sodom and Gomorrah was like the main hub. That's like America, man. All right. This is spiritual Sodom, spiritual Edom. This is the main hub for the Edomites. All right, in their so-called kingdom, man, that is currently falling right now. Okay, but the key word that I want to bring out is overthrew. You see what I'm saying? When you overthrow something, that's violent. That's not nothing that you want to, ask about. No, the Lord killed a lot of people, man. All right. And that's why the scriptures say, remember Lot's wife.
Yep.
Okay. While Lot's wife was remembering, she turned her doggone head and turned into a pillar of sulfur, and she's still standing there to this day. Probably still got a little afro and everything. Still got sulfur on it. The most purest sulfur is at Sodom and Gomorrah to this day. The most purest that you can ever find on this planet. All right.
Yep. And also
remember
too,
Lot's wife, man.
Yep.
You
Also
got it.
too, I got the Hebrew word for over.
Khan.
So the Hebrew word is hapak, which is a verb which means to overthrow, to overturn. It says to turn this way, that turn every way. Basically it means to overthrow, basically to the turn. But when you go back to the word, that's the root word. That's the root word for overthrew. But when you go into the actual word, it's mahapaka. Okay, mahapaka, which is H4114. It says what? Destruction. In other words, to destroy. So, like you just read, the Babylon will be as when the Most High overthrew or destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So to overthrow really means to destroy, like completely. That means
desolate.
Right. It means to destroy not only infrastructural, right? Not just to destroy the place itself, but also to destroy the ideas, the doctrine, that cauldron, whatever is being spewed by this specific place is destroyed. So same thing with this place, Babylon, America. When the Lord destroys this place, Babylon, not only is going to be destroyed infrastructural, like this whole place is going to be a wasteland, but also the doctrines that came out of Babylon is also going to be destroyed.
That's right.
The thought process, the thinking,
right.
This way of living is going to be destroyed when this place goes.
It's going to be a whole shift in consciousness, man.
Yep.
An entire shift, all right, to righteousness, all right. And these other nations, they're going to get the truth beat into them. All right, because they have been untamed for how many thousands of years, man? You know, so it's like Esau gonna have to get beat like a horse. You know how like a horse is real stubborn as hell and kick the
Mm-hmm.
hell out of you and
Yep.
stuff, and
Yep.
you really got to beat a horse's ass, man, because yeah, I mean, like for real. Otherwise, that horse is gonna kill you, man, because a horse can kill you with a kick.
Yeah.
So you ain't got no choice but to whoop that horse's ass. I'm talking about into submission. And then it's gonna be like, oh, okay, you win. All right. But by the time that happened, it's gonna be the time for Esau to walk the plank, man. All right. By the time that day happens, which I believe they're gonna be rebellious the entire 1,000 years. I don't think they're gonna comply.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because these devils are too proud. They're gonna be talking shit. Look how they doing it now. So I can just imagine you can have spiritual powers, and they're gonna say, "Yeah, man, what is slavery good for me?" That's enough for them to get put to death because they talk too much. You know what I'm saying? These Edomites, they already, if they get pulled over, it's 2 doors slamming. You know what I'm saying? The cop door and his door, man, because they got that privilege. You know what I'm saying? That so-called white privilege and that so-called entitlement, even though it don't even matter what color skin you have nowadays no more. That, I mean, that was a big thing back in the days, but now it don't even matter what your color is as far as the ideology of them saying, yeah, man, you have to be white. No, you have to be rich or broke, okay? Because it's gonna boil down to whether you're sovereign or common at the end of the day, man. Okay, when it comes down to that universal basic income. Okay, so all of that, just want to use your skin color and using that for, you know, like, yeah, man, I'm white, so I'm right. No, it's gonna matter whether you have the MOTB or not. All right, point blank, period.
Yep.
Now I got Joel chapter 2 and verse 1, and then I got Joel 2 and 3. This is gonna furtherly go into that destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Okay, because this digital tower of Babel that I was just mentioning is gonna come to an end, man. This has to come to an end. Everything on this side is temporal, man. All right, from the paper money even to the gold and silver that you use for money at this time, because there's gonna be a point in time where you are accumulating all this gold and silver, but there's gonna be a point in time where that's not even gonna be viable to use. Like, you're gonna have to get that digital all in order to make purchases. You're not gonna walk in there with some gold coins like a leprechaun and all this type of stuff. Here you go. Here's me gold. Like, they're gonna look at you funny as hell, take your gold, possibly lock you up. They may fine you and lock you up. It may be a felony to have that at that time, man. Because mind you, man, when they switched to paper money, March 1st, 1933, you had to turn in all your gold and silver, otherwise you was gonna get a federal charge, man. All right, so you know what I'm saying, you better not be caught with none of that in that day. They probably not even gonna care about no Federal Reserve notes because it's not backed by none. But if you got gold and silver, they are most definitely. All they gonna do is bite the side of it with their wisdom tooth, talk to their soldier battle buddy, and then do something to you, man, in that day. So you got to be careful, man. This is why we're sounding that alarm, man. Okay, letting you know that the times is amping up to the day of the Lord when this place fully burn. But I got Joel 2 and verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet of Zion. You hear that? Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. And that's what we doing, man, blowing the trumpet, letting you know that there's a time of trouble coming, letting you know that the day of the Lord is coming, man. All right, letting you know that people can get destroyed around here, man. You can get destroyed. I could get destroyed. We got to get right with Yahweh Shema Washai. We have to walk this tight rope of faith, man, because it's only going to get worse before it get better, man. And so we blowing that trumpet to Jake, warning the people of Jacob's trouble. All right. The day of the Lord, the missiles. All right. All right. You know, the end of the grace period. All right. Offending less, you know, cleaning up, you know what I'm saying? Like taking those few cabinets that you got in the back of the cabinet, take them cans out your cabinet, man. All right, because Yahweh Shah is the inspector, and he got his white glove on, and he gonna run it across your spirit, and he want to see if you are up to code for the kingdom, man, to see if you're worthy for your crown or not, man. So yeah, you gonna fall, you gonna go through stuff, you're gonna, sin, you are gonna, fall, you know what I'm saying, short of the glory. We all got our own messed up ways, but what are you doing to prepare yourself, man? Are you repenting? Are you fasting? What are you doing, man? All right, knowing these things. It say, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. So see, hey, that hey man, that's what we doing. Telling you, man, like, yo, this is the day of the Lord is not of peace. Okay. The day of the Lord is not of peace, man. Our Lord isn't gonna come back and just give you a fist bump and say, hey man, how you doing, y'all? You been out? No, it's gonna be death. It's gonna be destruction. Okay. Our Lord Yahweh Shah have a spiritual bone to pick with Esau, man.
Yep.
And these other nations, but you got it.
Yeah, and just a land back of what you're going into, is that that alarm. You know what? I'm curious because I want to look into it. So that phrase there, it says, "and sound an alarm." I pulled up that word, the root word for it, and I believe it's going to either sound or alarm, either one of the two. That word is rawai, and it means to shout and raise a sound, to cry out. Yep, give a blast. Yeah, so key phrase is cry out. You know, it says to here's another one. It says to cry out in distress.
Woo,
man,
you can't make this up.
Yeah,
crying out in distress.
In distress.
Sighing and crying for these abominations to stop, man. Sounding that alarm, warning the people.
It says to shout a war cry or alarm of battle.
Woo.
See, yeah, exactly. So it's that eerie sound that you hear. To get yourself prepared. Because like if you,
but how many Jakes made themselves ready for the battle though?
Exactly.
Exactly. That's the $1 million question.
Yep. It's that cry of distress. Like when you like that cry of distress, like that's an eerie sound, and it makes me think about the Passover in Egypt. It's like that crying out, like that sound, like that eerie sound that you hear.
Yeah.
Is that it's that distress that's going on right now, or that distress that's happening. That's where we at right now. It's that eerie sound that you hear.
Yeah.
That puts you in the I don't want to say mindset, but it puts you in the mode of preparing yourself.
Right.
It's like when you hear that sound, like it automatically puts you in the mindset of being ready to go at a moment's notice.
Right.
It's like a siren, when you ever have like a heavy storm, like a tornado, and you hear like that siren in the background, like out in the distance. It's like it's that sound that makes you prepare to take shelter, and that's where we're at right now. Like
but nowadays, like you got a lot of Israelites that'll continue shopping. They'll continue pushing that damn cart after they heard they will still be shopping, still pacing the flow, bullshitting, still slushing and sloshing their feet all over the damn flow, not even caring. But if the ceiling blow off, now all of a sudden they all scared and no, it's too late. The ceiling blew
yeah,
off.
exactly. And that contributes to the suddenness of the Lord because the people aren't prepared, because Esau conditioned the people to just be in the state of comfort, to the point to where like if anything goes down, like a major storm, even to the extent of it being like a major event to where like their lives are in danger. The way that Esau has conditioned the people to think is that even if like danger is at the door, like they won't even bat an eye at it. Like, oh yeah, I'm
Hey,
fine, I'm okay.
right,
It's all yeah, I'm all right. It'll handle itself.
The baby still got pizza rolls in the freezer. Tonight gonna be a good night. The
Yeah,
baby
exactly.
still got Tostito pizzas and shit. Come on, man.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like the Lord just makes something happen. Like He'll allow things to happen to where it's gonna smack these people in the face. Like it's gonna be a time to where they're gonna realize that they're not safe, and that's the point. Like these people, like when they're faced with any sort of danger, they think they're safe, but it's gonna come a point in time to when shit hits the fan and then things get serious. Then that's when they realize that, oh shit, I'm not safe, and that's when it's gonna be too late. And that's where we're at right now with prophecy, because that alarm is going out right now, and we're warning Israel specifically that we're about to enter into a more heavier or harsher time than what we faced during the time of 70 AD and beyond. But it's not gonna settle in, so to speak. It's not gonna settle in. It's not gonna simmer in their spirit until it's too late. And that's when reality is gonna hit them in the face. Is that, oh shit, I'm not safe. Because they're in the mindset right now of safety. Because Edom, has projected their system to be safe and you can put your trust in it. But when all hell breaks loose, then that's when they realize that it's not safe. Oh yeah, that goes right back to what I was thinking of too, with the scripture in Isaiah. I believe it's the 31st, either the 30th or the 31st chapter, where it speaks about that house falling suddenly. Actually,
you want me to get that right quick?
Yeah, get that real quick. I'll pull up on my end.
Okay. I have the book of Matthew 7:24. I read it. Matthew 7:24 through 27. I got Matthew 7:24. All right. And this is red letter. This is going into the two foundations, the two extremes of faith, man. Okay. Now I got Matthew 7:24. Therefore, all right, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them. You hear that? So it ain't about just hearing. Yahweh Shai all about doing, understanding, all right, practicing what you preach. You just ain't just talking, okay? Because Yahweh Shai always said that they have honored me with their lips, but their heart was far from me. So that means, yeah, you will hear the word. You will hear the fly stuff Yahweh Shai be saying, the parables, but it's going to go one ear and out the other, and you still going to constantly be a nigga with no faith, with nothing, and then a storm is going to come. Esau going to come on you, and then guess what? You ain't got nothing going on but death. Because I'm telling you, when Esau come on to you, it's going to be, whoo. I'm trying to tell you, man. They got drones, they got robots, they got guns, they got direct energy weapons. They got cameras. You can't do nothing. You have to have your Howard Shah. You have to have that Psalms 91. And in order to have Psalms 91 and 1 to be under the shadow of the Almighty, you got to have that faith built up. Because you got to believe that Yahweh Shema Shah even going to get you out of the situation that you in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And I got a scripture that back you up, brother. This book of James, chapter 1, verse 22. It says, "Be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
Whew.
For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in the glass." So you have to be a doer of the word and not a hearer only. Okay? Because in doing that, you're deceiving yourself by doing that. Like if you just hear the word and you just go about your business, then you're deceiving your own damn self.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like it says here in the verse 23, it says if you just hear the word and don't do it, then you're looking at yourself in the glass. And actually, let me look at that word. Yeah, so this is word glass. So it says it literally means mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're just a hearer of the word and not a doer, then you're looking at yourself in the mirror and not realizing that basically you it's like giving yourself a pep talk. I wouldn't say a pep talk, but basically you're just looking at yourself in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at yourself. It's like talking to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, yeah, I agree, but at the same time you don't know that you're actually saying that to yourself. You're looking at yourself and you're saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not doing it.
Right.
So
I think I can. I know
exactly.
I can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you're not doing nothing proactive towards your self-development.
Yeah, I didn't want to use like that pep talk, but but that's what it is though. Like it's like you're giving yourself a pep talk,
Yeah.
It's like,
just like Sherman Club. Yes,
I
can. Yes, I can. Like on some Sherman Club shit, man.
Exactly. Oh yeah, and also to add more weight to the scripture too, in verse 23, it says he's like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. I looked at that word natural, and guess what? It says nativity. In other words, your nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, you're looking at yourself, but your nature, how you operate, or like how your mind works or how your mind operates.
Mm-hmm.
You basically it still goes back to what we were saying earlier about that pep talk. It's like
right,
because you can't run away from your mannerisms. You can't run away from how you operate. So you have certain Israelites that just are unable to get away from their calling. Because mind you, the Lord already got a set number for who's a part of the ones that's going to follow him and who's not. So even in that, like if you try to even attempt to you may think that you're doing what's being instructed you to do, but you can't run away from that natural face. You can't run away from that nature. Because that's who you are. It's no way you can't get out of it. The Lord already put you on a certain path to go. You can't escape that.
Nope.
So that adds more weight to the scripture in James, the first chapter.
Yep.
Specifically the verse 23. Because you have hearers of the word, but they don't do them because they're looking at themselves in the face, thinking that hey, I'm going to do this, but they're gonna revert back to that same old man that
Mhm.
the Lord has prescribed them to be.
Damn.
And
That's
that's
more
why
so like putting old wine in new bottles, right?
yeah, it's like well, not just that, it's just that it goes back to First Corinthians, was it the second chapter, if I'm not mistaken? First Corinthians 2 and I believe either 16 to 17.
Okay, I get it.
But what speaks about the natural man,
Okay.
where
I got it
the
right here.
yeah, natural man can't receive things of the spirit.
Uh-huh. Like I got it right here. First Corinthians 2 and 14 through 16.
You got it.
First Corinthians 2 and verse 14. It reads, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. You hear that? So, you know what I'm saying? The natural man, they're not going to receive these these Jews, all right, and these secrets, man. Because it all boils down to your spirit too. You know what I'm saying? Mainly. All right, because the truth isn't going to dwell in a malicious soul. So if a soul is malicious, this is most definitely going to go in one ear and out the other. All right. They're not even going to be a slothful servant. All right. They're not
Yeah.
even going to be I mean, they not I mean, like a slothful servant is in a better position than them. You know what I'm saying? Even though that the Lord look at a slothful servant like a piece of shit, man. That's in the book of Sirach, because he said a slothful servant is likened to a filth of a dunghill.
Yep.
But it say, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. Why? Because they blinded. That's why. They blinded. They not even colorblind. They spiritually blinded. All right. Because Esau got that veil over their eyes, man. I'm talking like a whole spiritual blindfold that Esau got on their eyes, man, to where they can't even receive this truth. They can't even receive this seed. You know, the word can't even be embedded in their heart for it to even be taken out, because it's going in one ear and out the other anyway, because they don't care. They don't believe. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about Yahweh Shema Shai waking you up and wanting you to receive this seed. Because just like I mentioned earlier in this lesson, that it is Yahweh that draws you to Yahweh Shai at the end of the day. You know, so if you can't receive seed, the Lord don't want you to receive seed, because your spirit ain't built for it, and he don't want you to know it. You know, that's why you got a lot of these niggas out here walking like zombies. Like they just, I mean, yeah, it look like they got flesh and, you know, and stuff, but really they dry bones. They like a skeleton walking down the street, just through, spiritually just gone. They don't have the proper breath to really live and to really understand what's going on. You know, they just walking around like the Walking Dead, just walking until they hit their knees and face plant on the damn fucking ground, man. You know, that is the majority of our people, just strolling till they ready to die. You know, that's the story of Jake, you know, with the 2/3 of our people, the natural man, you know, because if they could understand the spiritual things of Yahweh Shema Shai, they will understand and they would know better and they would do better, and they can be able to have some breath about themselves and really be able to, you know, withstand this place and can actually endure properly. Because if you ain't got the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, how the fuck can you endure here in Babylon the Great? And everything here can get your ass 25 years now. People don't even go to jail and get out right away. If you go to jail nowadays, you get out later. Okay, things change nowadays, man. All right. So it's like, man, if you ain't got the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, you're gonna get caught up in that snare, gonna get caught up with Esau Edom. You're gonna end up trusting this damn devil, and then you're gonna be in the hallway with your ass out in a damn hospital, or the damn warden got to figure out where they're gonna ship your body to your mama.
Yeah.
You know, like seriously, man. Like this is the alarm that is being cried out, man. You got to pick a side on what you're gonna be on and stay on that doggone side, man. Okay, because this place ain't got too much longer. All right, this monetary system is on threads, literally threads. You know, you may think the market is great and all of that, man. That's just the smoke and mirror part of it. This place is really trash in a rap. You know, why you think DJT trying to conquer the world like Alexander the Great all over again? Because America ain't on shit right now and haven't been since 1969. So it's like, you know, I mean, America ain't been on shit since 69, man. You know, I mean, let's be real. What's that about? What, 50 years, 60 years, something like that?
Yeah, damn near.
But yeah, you know, but it's a for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. Right. In the NLT, it's a but people who aren't spiritual can't receive these truths from the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. It all sounds foolish to them, and they can't understand it. For only those who are spiritual can understand what the spirit means, because the spirit is supping, the spirit is dealing with you, because you got the Holy Spirit, you got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. That's why you know you're Israelite, you know who the heathens are, you know where salvation is going to, who mercy is for. The whole Romans 9, the big shebang, all right, for all the marbles, Romans 9-4, you know, for the adoption, for the giving of the law, the receiving of the promises, you name it. But if you spiritual, you can understand it, because this is a spiritual book. This is not a carnal book, man. This is a spiritual book, so you have to be spiritual to understand the spiritual book. It isn't going to be like, yeah, show me in the Bible where it say UFO. Like, what? It ain't going to say that. You know, no, show me in the Bible where it say the Lord is going to be on this big old UFO. No, it says it's a mountain. It don't have to say unidentified aerial phenomenon for you to understand. Like, come on,
right,
man.
Right. Because it's only so much terminology that the ancient men were able to use during that time. Like it's not, they're not going to tell you that America is not going to be in the Bible. Like the word America is not going to be in the Bible. It's not going to tell you that. You know, it's only a description that the ancient men were able to put in so many words, like, so they can which they are written. So UFO is not going to be in the Bible. Okay. The unidentified flying object is not going to be in the Bible. Is it that because again, the men that were there during that time, they only had a limited amount of terminology they could use in order to describe what they were seeing.
Exactly.
And wrote down as they were seeing these things and hearing these things. So, and that lets you know the level of intelligence that these people have nowadays, especially amongst Israel.
Oh man. They don't have no intelligence.
It lets you know the thinking capacity of these people nowadays. And really, when you go into it, and it's beautiful that the brother Arawam always go into it time and time again, I'll never forget it, is that the things that we speak of right now is only reserved for men that are of a high caliber, that are able to have a certain, to have a that are able to maintain rulership. Because the common man would not, and that's what really the scripture is going to. Because when you read it, say, but the natural man receiving not the things of the spirit of the Most High, it's really saying the common man is not able to receive the things of the spirit. Because the common man will, they're just going day by day. You know, they only know what they know, and they're not. They're not able to think any. They're not able to think on a deeper level than the surface. Like they only have a surface level of understanding. But
that's right.
Men. Oh, that's another scripture. It reminds me of another scripture where it says, "If thy delight be in thrones and scepters, seek wisdom."
Oh yeah.
So those that have a mindset of rulership, those that seek the throne, that seek scepters, that seek rulership, they think on a way deeper level than the natural man, than the common man. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like the higher ups of Esau, they don't think the same way like these people do. They're thinking about how to transcend humanity. They're trying to transcend like the limits of the human body. Try to reach that level of being the Most High, like it says in what Second
Mhm.
Thessalonians, the second chapter. They don't think like the normal person does. They're thinking about how to be on the same level as the Most High. What are you talking about?
Right.
You know, the common man is thinking about tax return. You know,
Right.
you know,
Man,
that's on their mind right now. They ain't thinking about. They're not thinking about like how to live forever.
they
How
think
to.
about that Hellcat.
All right, they're not thinking about how to obtain immortality. They're not thinking about things like this. It's only for those that have that kind of it's only
Mhm.
for reserved for those that you know
Serious minds.
that are serious minded, that want that oh, what's what I'm looking for, that desire rulership.
Mm-hmm.
That desire to be uh in the seat of power, and that's what the scripture is really going into
Mm-hmm.
about the natural man not receiving the things of the spirit, because the natural man is not going to think about immortality. They're not going to think about how to live forever. They're not going to think about you know
Nope.
uh reaching the basically being able to defeat death, because
Exactly.
that's what Esau's looking for. He's looking for he's looking for methods to escape death,
Oh yeah.
because he knows, like he knows about the the cycle of living and dying. He knows about all that,
Mhm.
man. And that's what he's really looking for. He's looking to be able to obtain the same thing that was promised to Israel, and that promise was to not die.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Esau wants. He wants that same blessing, and that blessing is to not taste death. And he's
Yep.
doing these subversive methods, these subversive tactics to try to do that. Trying to manufacture his own blessing to escape death, and that's the reason why it leads right into the MOTB, like we were always going to, because
Mm-hmm.
he's creating that method in order to escape death, and that's his method to escape death.
Yep.
But he's going to be disappointed, because that's going to fail, because the Most
Mm-hmm.
High Yahweh Shemel Shai already has a method to escape death. But Esau doesn't want that, and the reason why Esau doesn't want that is because he know that it's no way that he can get into it. It's no way he can get it back. The Lord took it away
Mm-hmm.
from him
Right.
for a damn good reason. But now he's trying to make his own way to do that, and manufacture his own way to try to escape
Mm-hmm.
that.
And
Try to get
Esau
that
is
same
only
blessing.
powerful. Salaki.
Oh, you got it. You got it. It's like
It's like, yeah, but like I was trying to mention, Baba Kushai, Salakia, that that Esau, okay, he he already know that the only reason why he have that advantage is because of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, so it's like that's the only reason why Esau has that advantage, because the Lord allows this Negro to have that advantage over us. Because what I'm saying, once that advantage is stripped away, Esau knows that. Esau knows that we are at a lower state. Esau knows that our power, all right, put us here, and he's trying to keep us here. All right, but our iniquity is accomplished. All right, and the Lord is going to visit Esau, Edom. All right, for all of their atrocities, like that is already a part of their indictment. Okay, so it's
yep.
no way that you can get around trying to escape the judgment and trying to prolong what. The only thing you doing is getting 5 or 6 heart surgeries to where you will last an extra 25 years tilling my damn yard, man. That's the only thing you doing, is adding an extra 25 years to till this doggone yard while you 115 years old, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because because these devils, they're gonna get it, man. All right, but I got one for Jake. I got one. I got Proverbs 14:6. Okay, and you know what I'm saying, this goes back. This is a lamb back for the chapter in Corinthians going into the natural man, the common man. Now I got a Proverbs 14:6. It reads, "A scorner seeketh wisdom and findeth it not, but knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth." Right, man. You got mockers, you got people that are common, you know, all of these indiscreet ones. All right, all of the ones that aren't circumspect, they just, you know, walking around drinking, marrying, giving into marriage. So just completely just a useless eater, you know, just worthless, spiritually just worthless. Those type of people, they think they got all this. Prime example, Waka Flocka is this guy. You know, he got this spiritual advisor that got dreadlocks, and he couldn't even tell the brothers what the mark of the beast. He couldn't even tell them that. So the only thing you can do now is try to pull the celebrity card. Who are you? Have you been here? You know, these brothers haven't been there, man. So what is that? What do that have to do with anything? Just saying a whole bunch of nothing, man. All right. But it's gonna boil down to what? Salvation. We gonna see Waka Flocka down here, since he like to be flamed up. He gonna be flamed up for real. All right. Brick Squad gonna be falling on his damn head, a damn building of bricks, so he can be Brick Squad for real. You know, and those bricks gonna melt with 100 million degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that all goes back down to what? The Matthew 7, which I got Matthew 7 right quick. And that goes back full circle. Matthew 7 and verse 24. The two extremes of faith, those that have and those that have not. Now we got Matthew 7 and 24. Therefore, whosoever, that's anybody, any Israelite, heareth these sayings of mine, all right, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which had built his house upon a rock. Okay, and the rain descended, and the floods came. And right now, this is the calm before the storm. You know, that calmness where everybody think everything is okay, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the sky start to get a little gray. Oh, okay, it's look like it's finna rain. Oh damn, man, my knee and ankle hurt. Oh yeah, man, it's really finna rain. And then it's like, oh damn, now I see the clouds is black. Oh damn, the clouds look green, and now all of a sudden all hell broke loose. And guess what? Your ass is outside while all hell broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? You was founded on a rock. So guess what? The Lord will be like, go over there. Look to the right. You got somebody waving. Mm-hmm. Hey, come on. A whole door open. People running, trying to get to it and shit. They don't even see it. You just see it. You just see her off in the distance, just wave you in. You run, the door closed, and all of a sudden a whole big whoosh of water just destroy everybody. And now you finally just through the hair on your chin, you done gone and just got out of there. That's gonna be happening in Jacob's Trouble, man.
Yeah.
That little voice in your head, go over there. Look over there. You look and then duck. You duck and then you know you gonna see a whole bunch of soldiers and robot dog don't even see you. Man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be beautiful in that day. You gonna witness some things that is going to mind boggle you, man. Okay, and then it says, and the rains descended, okay, and the floods came. All right, now how the floods gonna come? Through Esau's technology, through Esau's armies, through Esau's martial law, through Esau's robot dogs, through Esau's soldiers, through Esau's draconian laws. It's finna get real wicked out here in these streets, man. I'm serious. It's finna get real wicked out here. And the winds blew and beat upon that house, All right, your spirit, and it failed not, for it was founded upon a rock. Right, you didn't fall out the truth. You still kept enduring. You still kept pushing. Your spirit wasn't like, torn up to where you all broke up and want to stop. No, you are hardening yourself like a soldier now by going through the hell and going through it. You like a soldier right now. So just imagine when all hell break loose and there's nothing you can do about it but to endure. All right, that's why you got to gird up your loins now. Name of the game now: gird up loins, gird up. Because if you ain't girding up, you gonna fold up for real, like a damn lawn chair. Like these niggas big as hell, like Debo. This nigga 6'8", 400, and I'm talking about he'll take your chain. Thanks for the bike. And this nigga gonna be curled up next to that bike in the middle of the damn street, curled up like a fetus, man, crying for his mammy that died 20 years ago.
Yeah, this mammy's gonna be like, no. You remember that?
No, yeah, like no. And then he ran. He got in that car, got the hell on too. And he picked this the red that woke up and everything. Man, you don't want to be red in that day, but you have a lot of niggas like red. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get knocked the F out, man. You know?
Yeah, and I also got a precept to back you up on what you got. So backing up Matthew 7:24, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashmashah, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy, which is Esau, shall come in like a flood. You remember, mind you, you was going into it earlier about those floods, those waters coming in crashing. And your foundation being a rock, to where like when those floods and those waters and the storm come through and beating on the house, it says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Bashmashah shall lift a standard against him. Okay, so so the spirit, the Lord's, like you were saying earlier about that voice, like, go here, go there, don't go here, duck, hide here, go in this house. It's going to be that whisper. It's that whispering voice, like, go here, go there. It's subtle. It's like it come to mind, like, it's like somebody whispering in your ear, like, yeah, go here, go there. No, don't go over there. Go in this house. Go hide here. Go in this place.
And Jake need to listen to that now, because the Lord doing that to us now. And Jake be like, no, I'll do this. Okay, and then you gonna go
it's
that, like,
you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's that voice. It's that voice that you hear. Like, it's, I give an example, because you always people will always like to say, like, it's that voice in your head that tells you what to do and what not to do. That's really the spirit talking. Like, it's saying, like, okay, do this, do that, go there. Hey, don't get into that. It's that voice in your head telling you, like, hey, don't do this, but do this instead. That's how it's going to be in that day. The Lord's going to be talking to you in that way. It's like he's basically going to be directing you. So you just have to trust in that whispering voice that you hear, and that's what's going to boil down to. And you never know. The Lord may create scenarios where, like, it even makes sense to you. You don't necessarily have to be a voice telling you to go here, tell you what to do. The Lord, like, open up certain things, like he'll basically make a way, like he'll make certain things happen to where, like, okay, I need to do this. Okay, I'm going to go in this direction.
Just straight lead your path to this way, to where, a deer gave you a bag of food and dropped it and then went off and galloped its way Bambi style into the forest. You were just led there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And but the key point is to trust in where the Lord is going to direct you. you know, because
Mm-hmm.
you have to
Yep.
remember that Yahweh Bashim Shai is the one that's creating these scenarios, and you just have to trust in where he's leading you to. That's basically what it boils down to. Because Peter was in the same manner, the apostles of old was in the same manner. They knew for a fact that whatever happened, they just went along with what the uh, Lord made happen. Like whatever scenario they were put in, like they just walked in that path. Like no
Baba
second thoughts.
Kushai. I got Proverbs 3 and 5 through 6, Baba Kushai, to back you up. This is
Okay,
gonna back you up.
you got it.
Proverbs 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. You see? And that's even in Jacob's trouble, just not your spiritual walk, man. You know what I'm saying? If you lean in on Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, the Lord is going to direct your path into getting a plate of food in Jacob's trouble, finding a can of this or that and whatever. Because mind you, man, like we doing the work and we keeping the faith and we trying to endure the best way we can and holding up our own cross, bearing it, you know what I'm saying, bearing our own burdens, because we don't want to be here no more, man. We doing this for a damn can of corn in Jacob's trouble. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We might come across a can of corn and the Lord looked
yeah,
at the
yeah,
last
yeah,
10 lessons you did and was like, you
yeah,
know what?
yeah,
He is worthy of that.
yeah. Your daily bread.
Yep.
That's what it boils down to. Your daily bread, man. You know,
Yep.
because that's really what it was gonna matter. Because think about it now. You know, you're gonna have people that's gonna be out here trying to scrounge for scraps just to eat for the next day. And the Lord, and what's beautiful about it is that the Lord is creating even scenarios right now to where people are not even able to get certain things, you know, get certain resources that they need because of the situations or like anything that's going down in the city. You know, the Lord is
Mhm.
steadily but surely cutting off access, that available access from people, to where it's leading the people to think in a certain manner to where, like, you know, people are now stockpiling, which is it's nothing wrong with that, right? You can, you know, 'cause especially with Jacob's trouble, uh, you know, you can have, you know, things here and there that you need, but it's not going to save you in the end. You know, you have to
Not at all.
understand, like, it's not going to deliver you. But what people get confused is that, like, they rely so much on it to where, like, they try to do certain things or try to go out of their way to do this and that, thinking that that's going to be the end all be all. But then they realize that Esau already know that, you know, what you got. So all they got to do is just come in and take that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, what's that? Second Ezra, 16th chapter. This is still spoiling and destroying. They shall be like madmen
Yeah.
sparing. They shall be like madmen
Yep.
sparing none.
Yep.
You know.
The 74th verse.
Yep.
Kind.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter what, you know, these people do. They try to like bunker up or try to do. Esau gonna break in and take your shit. It-
Yeah.
and that's it. You know.
That's it. And they
And
showing you what they doing with Venezuela and these other countries, and they want Greenland. So if they doing that with whole societies, your house ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can easily go in there and take all the kids' pizza rolls that you've been saving up and all that. Man, they're gonna be snacking that up, man. They're gonna be eating on that, man. While you locked up in the cage, and they may throw you some scraps in the damn cage like a damn dog, man. You know what I'm saying? That's only if they do that. Okay, because mind you, when they do martial law and they have all these executive orders that is going to be simultaneously implemented at the same time, it's going to be control on the communications, traveling, but mainly food consumption and possession, man. You can only have a certain amount of assets in your house
yep.
at any given time because
Hmm.
your job is to go to the government now.
Yep.
Martial law is house rules for grown folk. So
Hmm.
it's gonna be some house rules around this mug, man. And you know what I'm saying? One of the house rules is you ain't finna have whatever you want in your damn fridge, snacking it up and doing all. No, you finna go down there and get that ration down there to the downtown at the square, at the courthouse, or at your local Walmart, man. You know, and you're gonna have to sign up. You're gonna have to have them damn Maxine water papers if you got them. Yep. Because you know everybody gonna be sick. Everybody need antibiotics. Meemaw need this, and Pat Paul need that, and you gonna have grandkids up there with them too, standing around, people coughing. You gonna be smelling like a damn Subway in damn New York, man. That line gonna be stinking, man. They need deodorant. They need to get toothpaste. I'm talking about any and everything. Tampons for the women. They gonna have all that available up there. You know, they ain't gonna have a job for you. I tell you that. They ain't gonna have that for you. But they'll have them rations for you, and they'll let you pick it out. They'll let you get whatever, and you know, they even gonna have a smile on their face when they give you this shit. They gonna have a smile on their face too. That's gonna be the kicker. You know, that little devilish grin, you know what I'm saying? Like that grin, you know, you can't trust. Just like what we brought out, never trust thy enemy. Wickedness.
Yeah, that Cheshire smile.
Oh yeah, you already know that Edomite smile. That Edomite smile is it just even look evil. They look like the Joker, you know.
Yeah.
Here, take it. Here you go. You like, what? No. You don't have nothing for me, man. You know, but death and taxes. But I have Matthew 7:26. It says, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not. See, that's the other extreme, right? And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, all right, which built his house upon sand. Now, a sand castle, all right, because I see some nice looking sand castles, man, and people will spend a lot of time building the motherfuckers too. I'm talking about they'll get to the beach at 6 a.m., start gathering up sand. About 3 o'clock, they pray and hope a damn wind gust don't hit it, and then the shore don't hit it. But if it don't, and they on the edge, they gonna constantly build that thing. Now they got a nice structure. They got a nice mansion house. They can even walk in it. Then all of a sudden, just like before, you start to see the sky get gray, and it start to get a little grayer. Then it start to get gloomy. Then it start to look gray, dark gray. Now it's green, and now, whoosh. How you think that house gonna stand? What path you think the Lord gonna lead you down? Since we talking about paths, what path the Lord gonna lead you down? And your faith not laying like that. You was just in the mirror. I think I can. I know I can, but your ass didn't do.
Yeah, going right back to what we were saying earlier about James.
You know?
The scripture in James.
Yep.
You know, looking yourself in the looking glass, that mirror. You know, saying like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, you know, but
right.
You know, but that's why the scriptures speak about you know, your intentions, you know, basically the reins of your heart, you know, your mind, you know, where your mind is settled at. So that's what's going to be really going to be looked into. What's what I'm looking for? That's going to be taken into consideration, especially when all hell breaks loose, like where your mind is set at, you know, where your mind lies. Because that's where it really starts. It's the mind, you know, because you know your mind is like what the Lord really looks at, you know, because you know we in the flesh, you know, we already know this, you know, we all fell short of glory, you know, we still even to this day, even on the Sabbath, like there's no way out of it because we're in captivity, you know. We can try, but it's not what's gonna it's not what's going to lead us to to the goal that we want, which is mercy.
Right.
So at this point, um, the Lord looks at where your mind is settled at. You know, is your mind that's and it really brings the scripture where it says that where it says their mind is far from me in Isaiah.
Mhm.
I believe it's in Matthew, either Matthew or Isaiah. Where it says
I get
their
it.
yeah, it says
Their
the
heart was far from me.
yeah, hard from me. Yeah, yeah. Basically teaching precept by the precepts of men, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's also in Isaiah too. Where it says that though with their lips they show forth much praise, but their heart is far from me.
I got
Um,
Matthew 15:8 where it says, "This people
they,
draw
they,
nigh unto me with their mouth, but they honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me."
yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Okay. All right. I got Matthew. Uh, I got the book of Matthew 15 and verse 8. It reads, "This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth." I love Yahweh Shema Shai. Yahweh
Hmm.
Shema Shai. Call on Yahweh Shema Shai. You know how many fake ass Israelites, fake-alites call on Yahweh Shema Shai, but they not living what they say they is?
Yeah.
You know how many times they do that? In these other camps right now. And they being friends with Muslims and shit. You know, making bean pie recipe collaborations, man. Let me guess, Keith Lee finna do a taste test with these motherfuckers, man. You know, just through. You over here coexisting, making yourself equally yoked with an unbeliever. Muslims don't even believe that Yahweh Shai is the son of the Most High Yahweh. They just believe he was just a regular prophet man that just had good principles. They don't look at him like the son of the Most High, man. And you friends with them. What? Where they do that at? This is some new stuff right here. You know? But they call on Yahweh Shai all the time. Yeah, unity, brother. Unity. Unity camp. With Muslims? Anyway, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth. All right, they can say, yeah, I mean, I believe the doctrine. I believe it. Okay, are you applying it? And honor me with their lips. I'm gonna keep the Sabbath every Sabbath and every holy day to the best of my ability, and I'm gonna do it and everything. Okay, it all sound good, but you broke 15 Sabbaths in a row. 15 in a row.
I mean, even in that, yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, even in saying that, you have to know that even if you saying like, yeah, I'm keeping the Sabbath, but what happened? You turn your lights on, you got the heater on. It's just little things, like you driving from
Little
here,
things.
you're driving from here to there. You might be doing this or that, and you thinking you keep the Sabbath, you're
Yep.
keeping the Sabbath like 100%, but you're not. In the end of the day,
You're not.
you're really
You're
not.
not.
You're not keeping it. You're not keeping the Sabbath. You could, I mean, you can try. You can say you can try, but if you're saying that you're keeping the Sabbath 100%, you're lying to yourself. Going right back to what I was speaking about with James is that you say you're hearing, but you're not a doer. But you're, in other words, like you're saying that you're keeping the Sabbath, but you're not. No one. This where we're at right now here in Babylon the Great. You cannot keep the Sabbath 100%. You just cannot.
You can't.
Even
You can't.
even with the Passover, like we can practice the Passover, right? We can try to emulate
Mm-hmm.
what was done during the Passover, but at the same time, we're not keeping the Passover 100%. Even in that,
We supposed to be in Israel once a year. We supposed to show
Exactly.
our face in Israel 3 times a year, man. 3 times a year, we supposed to show our face in Israel. You know, and Passover is for sure number 1. We supposed to be in Israel.
Mhm.
But guess what? Jake got on different fabrics. Jake wearing poly and Esther. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Come on now. They got polyester, nylon, and all of you wearing poly and Esther and nylon. Come on, man. All right. You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
plastic in your clothes. Like, come on. Plastic is
yeah,
in your
exactly.
clothes, man.
Exactly. Like you
Come on.
can't, yeah, exactly. You can't say that you keeping the laws 100%, man. Like you're deceiving yourself.
Right.
You're deceiving yourself. Like, you just no. You you just have to um like you just have to follow Judges. What's that? Judges the 5th chapter.
You
Rehearse the
want me to
righteous
get it?
acts.
You want me to
No,
get it?
you had to get it. You don't have to get it.
Okay.
Rehearse the righteous acts. That's what we're doing. That's what the Lord commanded us to do, to rehearse the righteous acts. That's what the main goal is to do. Rehearse the righteous acts. And in doing that, the Lord sees where your mind is at, like we were saying earlier. If your mind is geared towards rehearsing the righteous acts, the Lord honors that. That shows that the Lord that shows to the Lord that you're serious about this. You are making steps. You're basically you're taking steps back to who you really are. You know, instead of faking the funk, instead of faking it. You know, instead of faking like, yeah, I'm an Israelite. You know what I mean? Because you have a lot of people that would emulate and try to pretend to be Israel. And that brings me back to another scripture, right? It says that actually, let me see if I can find it, because it is I'm trying to remember how it goes. I got it out. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay, so I found it. This is the book of Romans chapter 2. I'm starting at verse 28. It says, for he is not a Jew, which is outwardly, which Jew, like basically Jew, it means Israelite, which is when outwardly, neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Jew or Israelite, which is when inwardly. See that? And circumcision is that of the heart. And again, like we said, the heart, what's the heart mean? It means mind. It says, and circumcision is that of the mind, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. So with this scripture in itself, it says one that is an Israelite, he is one that is one Israelite inwardly. And circumcision is that of the mind. So it's not the outward appearance, and it goes right into what you was going into explaining. Is that you have people, you have men of Israel that will say that, yeah, I'm keeping all the laws, yeah, but is it in you? Are you? Is that? Yeah, it's the inward man. It's the inward man being renewed. Is your mind being reformed? Is your mind being worked on by the Lord? That's what it really boils down to, and that what separates the ones that really separates Israel in itself, because the scripture is going to the Israel of the Most High. The Israel of the Most High are the ones that emulate that the scripture fits. The ones that is an Israelite inwardly, in the circumcision of the mind. That's where it really fits in Romans the 2nd chapter and 29th verse.
And I got one to back you up. Romans 3:27. Where is boasting then? It is excluded. By what? Law of works? Nay, but by the law of faith. You hear that? You got to have the law of faith man. I'll read that again. I got Romans 3:27. Where is boasting then? Right? So you do got Jake out here boasting. Yeah, man, we always keep the law. Friends check. And they'd do all that type of stuff, all that work and all that type of stuff, and just being the, yeah, man, we not afraid to wear the law. Yeah, man, we always keep the law. The law, the law. Okay, so guess what? Yeah, how about Shema Shah gonna judge your ass by the law?
Exactly.
Okay. I mean, you keep boasting in it. How much have you seen in the law? Thou shalt surely be put to death. How many times have you seen that?
Countless times.
Even wearing mixed fabrics, you worthy of death. So, go right ahead. I'd rather stick with the law of faith because that comes with mercy.
Yep.
That comes with a lot of other perks, better ones, other than getting judged solely by the law. That means that you really saying you don't need Yahushua. I just follow this law right here. I don't really got to follow Yahushua, not even knowing that Yahushua is the law, Negro.
Yeah, that's right.
He is the law.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I didn't come to destroy, but to what? Fulfill.
That's right.
He didn't come here to change it up. He came here to keep it going. All right. Point blank, period. Verse 28, it say, therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law. You see, matter of fact, the scriptures do say in Matthew, I believe it's 22. The Spirit saying, is it 40? Yeah. No, I read a verse 36. Matthew 22 and verse 36. It says, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Okay. Yahushua said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord with all thy it said that thou shalt love Yahweh Shema with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So basically, the whole law boils down to brotherly love and sisterly love of your own nation, man. You got to love Yahweh Shema Shah with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind first. You got to love Yahweh first, love Yahweh Shah second. You worship them the same. And then you got to love your neighbor like thyself. So the whole law boils down in a brotherly love and sisterly love of your own nation. Because if you really love your brothers and sisters, you're not going to commit adultery. You're not going to try to murder them. You're not going to try to steal from them. You're just not. You're going to be tender and delicate towards the people of your nation. The whole law boils down to that, of you being a better person, Jake. Not no, so I can't do this again. What else cannot do? God damn, shut up. You always want to do something. That's why the Lord got all these laws to where you could sit your ass down because you doing too much. You know, you got it out.
Yeah. And that hits the point home is that these the two commandments, those two of the greatest commandments, is really where hang all the rest of the laws, because it goes all the way back to this. Like every single thing that we talk about, like it follows right back to these two laws right here. And that's what matters at the end of the day. And the overarching law that's even over these two laws here is the law of faith.
Yep.
Like you just read earlier.
Yep.
It ties right into this. Because through the law of faith, this is where this law comes in. This is where this law comes in, which hangs all the rest of the laws. See, It's like a
Mhm.
it's like a tree. You know, you have a
Mhm.
tree and it has its roots, and that seed that tree that's produced out of that seed is that law of faith. And then you have the roots, which is these two laws, and then the rest of
Yep.
the laws stem from that same seed, and it grows into that tree. And that's where all the and that's the reason why it's written like this. It says, and these two commandments hang. That word hang, all the laws and the prophets.
Mhm.
You know how like a tree has a branch and like the leaves are hanging, the fruits are hanging off that branch. That's what we're talking about.
Mhm.
So that's how this is viewed when it concerns the law. You know, but you have anything else? Anything else you hold on to? You want to grab any other
La
precepts? Okay,
la
okay. And we'll close out on that note then. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful lesson.
beautiful.
Um,
Yapa. Khan.
if I, yeah. So we'll go ahead and shut it down from there. Let me fix the screen real quick. Actually, oh, it's like it. No. We got some more. We got some more over here.
Khan.
Let me check and see. Yeah. Spirit pass on these here. Um,
You just want to read a couple off the comment board and then
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
close
Just
out.
read a
So
couple. Yeah, just read a couple of them. Yeah.
Khan.
Call them out so I can grab them.
Okay. I didn't see the ones that he had on there. Baba Kushab, you can go back, Baba Kushab.
Yeah, I got them. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Salaki.
Sirach 1 and 25. I grabbed that. Sirach 1 and 25. And we'll run through them real quick.
Khan. I got Sirach chapter 1, in verse 25. It reads, the parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. You hear
Yep.
that? The
Mm-hmm.
parables of knowledge are the treasures of wisdom. You hear that? All these treasures that we receive, all right, all of these spiritual gifts. Okay, this is a treasure to Yahweh Shema Shah and a treasure to us, man, because because we hold fast to which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So we holding fast to these treasures, man. But also we're laying up more treasures in heaven as well, building up that spiritual bank account to the point where we'll be able to cash out something crazy. Lord's will, we are part of that number, man. All right. The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom. Okay, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner, right, man? These 2/3 niggas, man, they don't care about godliness, man. Okay, they don't care about having a clear mind. They are indiscreet. They are not circumspect. They are very obtrusive, and that's why they are in the situation that they are in right now, and that's why the Lord gonna smoke their ass out in Jacob's sinner. Their prayer isn't their prayer is an abomination to Yahweh Shema Shah, because the scriptures say those that turn their ear from the law, even a prayer shall be an abomination, man. And the Lord hateth all abomination. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you got it out.
Yep. So another one, Mark chapter 10, verse 25. I'll pull this up too. Mark chapter 10, verse 25.
I got Mark chapter 10 and verse 25. Mark chapter 10 and verse 25. It reads, no, I'm in Matthew, Salagia. Mark chapter 10 and verse 25. It reads, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Washai. You can't make this up, man. So look, Esau don't even have a chance, man. Esau ain't got a chance to get into the kingdom ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ever.
And
This guy's a rat.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And just to add a final note to the brother, because I think those are the two scriptures that that's it. Yep. So just to add a final note to the this lesson, that uh, land back on what the brother was bringing out with this precept. A camel, what a camel has to do, because the eye of a needle is like it's the gate of a city, a specific city. In order for that camel to go through, the camel has to stoop down in order to get through that door, that path, in order to get into the city. A rich man's not going to do that.
Not at all.
They're not going to stoop themselves down to a lower level, and that's what it really means by it's easy for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, because a camel has to stoop down to a lower level in order to get through that gate. So a rich man is not going to stoop himself down to like they may think like, oh, I'm not going to stoop myself down to a commoner, this guy, this lower level person.
Right. They do say that though.
I'm not gonna lower my standards. You ever heard that before?
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lower I'm not gonna lower my standards for you.
Right.
So it's easier for a camel, because a camel will do whatever it needs to do to get through that pathway.
Exactly.
A camel will stoop down, and a camel is a stubborn animal, by the way.
Most definitely. Very.
Camel is one of those animals like a mule, or like a goat. A camel is like right in that same category of being a stubborn animal. But a camel, even in itself, will even stoop down and get through out of an eel. So what say that about a rich man? What's that say about a rich man? Right. If a rich man can't do that, a camel can do that. A camel is a stubborn ass animal. Like a camel can do this, but a rich man can't even do that. So what's that say about someone that
they got too much pride?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the point. It's that pride that gets in the way. A camel will get through the eye of a needle to get through that.
Put their pride aside.
Yeah, they put their pride aside to get in, get into the city. Right. But a rich man won't even give a time in the day to even get into the city.
Right.
And that's that dynamic that you see right now between the ones that have indeed stooped themselves down to a lower level, to way down, to the bottom, to the, the basics, level one, being at level one, so they can level up through the spirit and get into that city.
Right. Call all Yabashima Shai.
But that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all the scriptures here. Let me go ahead and roll this back real quick. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this live. Very beautiful, very heavy precepts came out. Heavy edifications came out as well in this live, and of course, as always, man, like this is always for the edification of the elect, as always. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close it down on that note. And once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Once again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule very well to this very day. And also as well, Shalom. It must be honors as well to the sincere icons of Zadakian, which are the righteous flock, the righteous brothers who are also following the same footsteps as the apostles of old and the apostles of today, who are a part of the hopefully like this well in all faith, true sincerity, and also no charity. With that, go say Shalom.
Shalom.
Till next time.
Till next time.